Have you noticed how quiet the world becomes after everyone else has gone to sleep? The messages stop. The television goes silent. The house finally settles. Yet somehow, that is when the loudest thoughts begin. I have watched you lie awake, staring into the darkness, wondering if tomorrow will feel any different than today. You have smiled for people who never knew how heavy your heart really was. You answered, "I'm fine," while carrying questions you were too tired to speak out loud. You kept moving because you believed you had to. But inside, something has been asking, how much longer can I do this? I heard that question long before you whispered it. I was there when you stood in the grocery store, surrounded by strangers, yet somehow felt completely alone. I was there when you checked your phone, hoping someone would remember you. I was there when another notification arrived, but it wasn't the one your heart had been waiting for. I saw the disappointment you hid before anyone noticed. You wondered if anyone truly sees you. I do. Not for a moment have my eyes turned away from your life. I have counted the mornings you forced yourself out of bed. I have seen every silent victory no one applauded. Every deep breath you took instead of giving in. Every tear you wiped away before another person entered the room. Nothing has escaped my attention. Still, there is something you have misunderstood. Not because you failed, not because you lack faith, but because pain has a way of changing how you see the road ahead. Imagine standing on a narrow path just before sunrise. The air is cool. The ground beneath your feet is still damp from the night's rain. The horizon is hidden behind a thick layer of mist. You know the path continues. You simply cannot see where it leads. That uncertainty can feel frightening. Many people stop walking when they cannot see the destination. Others rush ahead and stumble because they are desperate to escape the fog. But there is another way. A path was never meant to reveal every step at once. Its purpose is not to satisfy your curiosity. Its purpose is to carry you safely toward where you are meant to be. Perhaps that is why you have been so exhausted. You have been asking the path to become a map. You have been demanding certainty from a journey that was designed to be walked one step at a time. I have never asked you to know everything. I've only invited you to trust me with the next step. You compare your journey to people who seem farther ahead. You wonder why their lives appear clearer, why their prayers seem answered sooner, why their families seem happier, why their hearts seem lighter. Yet you cannot see what they carry beyond what is shown, just as they cannot see the quiet work I am doing within you. Growth often happens beneath the surface. A tree does not apologize because its roots are invisible. Without them, it could never stand when the storm arrives. The same is true for your life. Some of the most important things I am building in you cannot yet be seen. Patience, compassion, wisdom, strength that is gentle instead of loud, faith that remains even when feelings change. These are not formed in moments of comfort alone. They grow as you continue walking, even when the morning mist refuses to lift. You have called this season a delay. I see it as preparation. You have called yourself forgotten. I call you known. You have wondered whether I have become silent. But silence does not always mean absence. Sometimes it means I am inviting you to listen more deeply. Think about a quiet forest at dawn, before the birds begin to sing, before the wind stirs the leaves. There is a stillness that feels almost empty. Yet that silence is full of life preparing to awaken. Your life is not empty. It is becoming. There are prayers you have already forgotten that I have not. There are doors you begged me to open that would have led to greater sorrow. There are closed paths that protected you long before you understood why. One day you will look back and recognize my mercy in places where you once saw only disappointment. But before you can understand that, there is something about the path itself that you have never truly noticed. You have spent so much time looking toward the horizon, searching for a sign, waiting for the fog to disappear, believing that once you could finally see the whole journey, your heart would finally rest. But look down for just a moment. Look at the ground beneath your feet. Notice how the path has carried every step you have already taken. It held you on the days you laughed. It held you on the days you cried. It did not become stronger because you felt confident. It remained steady even when your knees trembled. That is the nature of a faithful path. Its strength is not measured by your certainty. Its strength is revealed by its ability to carry you when your own strength begins to fail. There were moments when you believed you had reached the end. The phone call that changed everything. The goodbye you never expected. The opportunity that disappeared without warning. The prayer that seemed to echo back in silence. You thought the road had stopped, but what looked like an ending was often a bend you could not yet see around. If you had seen the entire journey from the beginning, you might have tried to avoid every difficult turn. You might have chosen comfort over growth, ease over courage, familiarity over purpose. Yet the places you now call your greatest lessons were once the roads you begged to escape. Do you remember how frightened you were then? And yet, here you are, still breathing, still standing, still searching for hope. That alone is evidence that I have carried you farther than you realize. Sometimes you measure your life by what you have lost. I measure it by what has remained. The kindness that still lives within you, the compassion born from your own pain, the quiet determination that refuses to disappear, the ability to comfort someone else because you understand what brokenness feels like. These are treasures the world cannot easily see, yet they are among the most beautiful things growing inside you. There is a reason travelers do not walk every path at midday. Some journeys begin before dawn. Some continue beneath gathering clouds. Some reach their destination just as the evening sky begins to glow. Each hour has its own purpose. So does every season of your life. Do not mistake a slower season for an empty one. Roots grow more deeply than branches. No one applauds them. No one watches them. Still, without them, nothing above the surface could survive. There have been days when you questioned whether your prayers mattered. You spoke only a few words because your heart felt too tired to say more. Sometimes all you managed was a sigh. Sometimes only tears. Do not think those moments passed unnoticed. I understand the language of weary hearts, even when your voice grows quiet. Love still hears you. Hope still reaches toward you, and I remain nearer than your next breath. Think of a traveler carrying a lantern through the night. The lantern does not illuminate the entire mountain. It simply reveals the next few steps. Yet those few steps, repeated again and again, eventually lead the traveler home. You have been asking me for daylight. Sometimes I offer you a lantern instead. Not because I wish to keep you in darkness, but because trust grows strongest when you choose the next step before seeing the final destination. Long ago, my servant wrote that my word is a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. Notice what those words do not promise. They do not promise that every question will immediately disappear. They promise enough light for today, enough wisdom for this moment, enough grace for the step directly before you. Tomorrow will receive its own light. You do not have to borrow strength from a day that has not yet arrived. Rest where you are. Breathe again. Release the weight of trying to control what has never belonged in your hands. The path ahead is not asking you to carry it. It is inviting you to walk it. And as you continue, you may begin to notice something remarkable. The path has never been empty. Someone has been walking beside you all along. Have you ever walked beside someone you love without saying a single word? No conversation, no explanation, just the quiet comfort of knowing you were not alone. That kind of presence has always carried more strength than many words. And that is how I have often been with you. Not because I had nothing to say, but because your heart first needed to discover that my presence is greater than every answer you have been searching for. You have asked me to remove every mountain. Sometimes I have, but many times. I chose to walk beside you as you climbed. Not because I wanted you to struggle, because there were parts of my faithfulness you could only recognize while taking the next step. Think about the path once more. There were places where the ground became uneven, loose stones beneath your feet, sharp turns you never expected. Moments when you wondered if you had taken the wrong direction altogether. You blamed yourself. You replayed old decisions. You imagined different choices. If only I had. Those words have stolen far too many peaceful nights from you. Yet even when your mind wandered backward, my love remained where you were. I have never lived inside your regrets. I meet you in this moment, the step you are standing on today. That is where my grace always waits. You are not the person you were a year ago. Not because life became easier, because every challenge has quietly shaped you. The disappointment that once made you bitter has taught you compassion. The waiting that once frustrated you has taught you patience. The tears you wished had never fallen have softened places in your heart that success never could. You often ask why healing feels slow. Look at the sunrise. It never rushes across the sky. Darkness gives way to light, one gentle color at a time. First, the horizon softens, then the shadows begin to retreat. Soon the landscape looks completely different. Healing often follows the same rhythm. You may not notice the change today or tomorrow, but one morning, you will smile without forcing it. You will laugh before remembering your pain. You will breathe deeply without feeling the weight that once lived on your chest. And you will realize the light had been growing long before you noticed it. Do not despise small changes. A single faithful step today can become a completely different life over time. Many people wait for a miracle while overlooking the quiet mercies surrounding them. The friend who called at the right moment. The unexpected peace that arrived during prayer. The strength to face another morning. The door that closed before greater harm could enter. These moments may appear ordinary, but they are often my fingerprints upon your journey. I have been reminding you that you are not forgotten, not through thunder, not through spectacle, but through countless acts of quiet faithfulness. Even now, There are blessings moving toward you that you cannot yet see. Not every answer arrives before its appointed time. Fruit does not appear the day after the seed is planted. The roots must first grow where no one is watching. So must your faith. There is beauty in becoming before there is beauty in arriving. One day, you will stand where you once prayed to reach. You will look behind you, the steep hills, the hidden valleys, the long nights, the unanswered questions, and you will discover something that surprises you. The hardest parts of the path were never empty. They became the places where my presence felt closest. Not because suffering is beautiful, but because love refused to leave you there alone. The journey ahead still holds moments you cannot imagine. Some will make you weep. Others will fill your heart with gratitude beyond words. But through every season, the same promise remains. The one who began walking with you will never turn back. And when you finally understand why even the longest roads had a purpose, you will see that the destination was never my greatest gift. It was the relationship we built together, one faithful step at a time. There is another truth I want you to discover. The path has never been about reaching a place. It has always been about becoming a person. Many believe that peace waits at the end of the journey. But real peace is not found only after every problem disappears. It begins to grow within you, even while the road is still unfinished. You have spent years hoping that one more achievement, one more answer, one more breakthrough would finally quiet the restlessness inside. Yet every time you reached another milestone, a new horizon appeared. Another concern, another responsibility, another reason to worry. That is because your heart was never created to find lasting security in changing circumstances. It was created to find rest in me. Imagine a traveler carrying a heavy backpack. At first, the weight hardly seems noticeable, but mile after mile, the burden begins to press against tired shoulders. Every step becomes more difficult, not because the path has changed, but because of everything the traveler insists on carrying. Some of the weight you feel today does not belong to you, or you carry yesterday's regrets, tomorrow's fears, other people's expectations, words spoken over you years ago, mistakes you have already confessed, questions no human heart was meant to answer alone. You were never asked to carry all of that. Lay it down. Not because it is easy, but because I am stronger than what has been exhausting you. You have trusted yourself with burdens that were always meant for my hands. There is no shame in admitting you are weary. Even those who walked closely with me experienced moments of weakness. Elijah sat beneath a tree, believing he had nothing left to give. David poured out his fears in lonely places. Peter stumbled when fear became louder than faith. Yet none of them were abandoned. I met each one with mercy before I asked them to keep walking. That same mercy is reaching toward you now. Do not believe the lie that says you must become perfect before coming closer to me. Come exactly as you are. Bring the questions. Bring the uncertainty. Bring the tears you have hidden from everyone else. I am not waiting for a polished version of you. I delight in meeting the real you, the one who is learning, the one who still struggles, the one who quietly whispers, "I need you." Those words are not a sign of failure. They are often the beginning of deeper faith. Consider how rivers are formed. They do not carve valleys in a single day. Patiently, steadily, they continue flowing. What once seemed like unmovable stone slowly begins to change. My love often works the same way. not always through dramatic moments, but through faithful daily presence, a quiet reminder, a timely conversation, a verse that speaks directly into your situation, an unexpected peace while the world remains uncertain. Little by little, the hardest places within your heart begin to soften. You may not notice it happening. Others may not notice it either, but I do. Every choice to forgive, every act of kindness, every prayer offered through tears, every moment you choose hope instead of despair, none of it is wasted. Each step shapes the person you are becoming, and one day, someone else will find themselves standing where you once stood, lost, afraid, wondering if anyone understands. Your story will become part of the light that helps them keep walking, not because you had all the answers, but because you discovered that my faithfulness was enough. The road ahead still holds mysteries. There are blessings you cannot yet imagine. There are prayers already moving toward their answer. There are moments of joy preparing to meet you at exactly the right time. So keep walking, not with fear, not with pressure, but with quiet confidence. The path beneath your feet is held by hands that have never failed. And before this journey reaches its brightest morning, there is one final lesson the path has been patiently preparing your heart to understand. There will come a day, perhaps sooner than you expect, when you will pause in the middle of an ordinary moment. The sun will rest gently on your face. A quiet breeze will move through the trees. You will take a deep breath and realize something has changed. Not because every prayer has already been answered, not because every question has disappeared, but because your heart no longer depends on having every answer before it can rest. That is the quiet miracle I have been shaping within you. The path did not simply lead you through changing seasons. It changed you. The fear that once hurried every decision has begun to make room for wisdom. The loneliness that once convinced you no one cared has opened your heart to notice my presence in ways you never expected. The waiting that once felt unbearable has taught you that love is not measured by speed. It is measured by faithfulness. Look behind you for just a moment. See every place where you thought you would never recover. The nights you believed would never end. The disappointments that seemed impossible to survive. Yet here you are, still breathing, still hoping, still able to love. That is not because you carried yourself. It is because I never stopped carrying you when your strength was gone, even when you believed you had let go of me. My hand never let go of you. Remember the path we have walked together. It twisted through valleys. It climbed steep hills. It disappeared beneath thick fog. Sometimes it seemed lonely. Sometimes it seemed endless. But every step had a purpose. Not one tear was wasted. Not one prayer was ignored. Not one moment escaped my loving attention. You may never understand every reason this side of eternity, and you do not need to. Trust is not built by knowing everything. Trust grows each time you choose to take one more step, even when you cannot see beyond the next bend. So when tomorrow arrives, do not begin it with fear. Begin it with gratitude. Thank me for the breath in your lungs, for the people who love you, for the opportunities you have not yet discovered, for the strength that will meet you exactly when you need it. Walk gently. Speak kindly. Forgive quickly. Rest often. Celebrate the small moments that many people overlook. A shared smile, a quiet sunrise, the laughter of someone you love, the peace that arrives during an ordinary prayer. These are not interruptions to life. They are life. And whenever uncertainty returns, whenever the fog settles over the path again, remember what you have learned. You do not walk by sight alone. You walk with me. I will be your light when the morning has not yet come, your peace when the world feels uncertain, your strength when your own has been exhausted, your hope when everything around you tells you to give up. The path ahead is still unfolding. There will be new beginnings, unexpected blessings, doors you never imagined opening. People whose lives will be touched because you chose not to quit. One faithful step has a way of reaching farther than you can see. So keep your eyes lifted. Keep your heart open. Keep walking, not because the journey will always be easy, but because you will never face it alone. And when you finally reach the place where every question finds its answer, you will discover that my greatest gift was never simply the destination. It was my presence beside you, through every sunrise, every storm, every valley, every mountain, every ordinary step along the way. Until then, walk in peace, walk in hope, walk knowing you are deeply loved. I am with you today. I will be with you tomorrow. And I will remain faithful for every step that is still to come. If this message reminded you that you are not walking alone, share one word in the comments that describes what you are holding on to today. Perhaps hope, peace, trust, or faith. If someone came to your mind while listening, consider sharing this message with them. It may be the encouragement they needed today. And if these reflections have helped you draw closer to God, you're welcome to subscribe for more messages like this. Until next time, keep walking. I'm still with you.